My name is Insane Raven. I am back with another episode of IO Reviews, and in this episode, Foursome's back. Well, it was back last week, and it ended last week, but it's back, and I'm reviewing Season 3. Are you ready? Let's talk about it. Don't sue me, Red and Link. Moving on. So, Season 3 of Foursome sees the not so Foursome titular, not sure how else I would phrase that, group of friends going on vacation, and hijinks ensue as they go on their winter break vacation. Imogen is nowhere to be seen because she has joined the land of homeschoolers, and we literally never see her. It's she's given like a 3-minute discussion talking point in the beginning of the season, and then that's about it, which I don't know, but it kind of unbalances the majority of Season 3, not only because the show is named Foursome, but she brought almost this groundedness to the group. She brought this more of you're all crazy type vibe to the show, which the show needed to kind of remind you that, oh yeah, this isn't normal. None of this is normal. Why is any of this happening again? Type vibe. And I don't know. It's something that the show really needs, in my opinion. But they bring in a new character. Her name is Peg. She is adorable. And it kind of fixes itself by the end. So that's not a big deal. So the season takes place over winter break. The bulk of the season is trying to kind of get away from all the craziness that is happening on Briar. The will they won't they finally gets solved, and it's actually a pretty good plot twist, but I'm not going to spoil it quite yet. But if you want a quick summary, this season is leaps and bounds better than Season 2. They play a lot with the vacationing high schoolers trope and just have a lot of fun with it. It's oozing in 90s cheese, which wasn't as major to the show in previous seasons, but now it almost takes front and stage center as if it's its own character, and I really enjoyed that. The characters aren't as dumb this time around. I don't know how, but they kind of like brought it all back, with no main prize for Dakota to get. He's actually a tolerable character again, which I heavily enjoyed. I enjoyed having Dakota back and being like, oh, you're cool again. Dope. And I like the fact that certain characters are told to move on from their thing. I forgot her name, but Alex's girlfriend, who's no longer the girlfriend, she's a thing in the past. Also, my game audio has been through the roof. I apologize for that. I forgot her name. How did I forget her name? She's like one of the teachers of Foursome. Oh well. You know, she's way more tolerable as a character as she kind of like finds herself and whatever. I think my biggest complaint with the show, which, you know, is not as big of a deal as I'm gonna make it, but is the fact that Alec isn't really in the show as much as he was in past seasons. He was kind of a driving force in previous seasons, and now he's kind of not. He kind of just exists. He's left back at the house. He's left back at the home. They fix the home, so he's not really in the show at all. He kind of comes in more of as a cameo in most of the episodes until the last 2 episodes, where he kind of comes back as I wouldn't even say a main character, but just as an important character that's like, oh right, we're supposed to know about you and be involved with you type thing. You have characters like Grail, still hanging out and being like, oh yeah, I'm still a bitch. And all these other characters that kind of get their time, even though they've been subjugated to these much smaller roles than in previous seasons. I mean, even Shaw, Mr. Shaw comes back and hangs out much more than most of the other characters, and that was kind of the biggest surprise for me. It was like, oh, they completely get away from this area, and then this dude is here. Cool. Um, the thing I do want to kind of shed light on, which is easily the biggest focus of this season, is the school drama. The boy drama kind of takes a back seat, and I think after season 2, that's something we kind of needed. It just got intense really quickly. While season 1 played it with a little bit more lightheartedly, season 2 was all over the place with it, and then this season almost abandons it until it makes a bigger comeback in the end, which it comes back in a way that it makes it a big deal and it's a plot twist, and I actually kind of loved it. So the majority of the show is with the AV Media Club versus the newspaper. Who's going to get the Blair Layer? That's what it was called. I forgot how the name went. The Blair Layer, and who's gonna be able to like hold on to that piece of prime real estate? Because apparently that's prime real estate. You have certain characters who have graduated, moving on, and passing on their will to destroy the Foursome, because apparently everyone calls them the Foursome. I don't know. It was weird and not clearly explained, but everyone kind of calls them the Foursome within the school. They know their roles, type thing. So you have that dynamic going on. You have the rivalry with Greer and Andy going on, fresh from the homecoming season finale. So it's just a fun time. And I feel like a lot of the things that I had issues with come season 2 of making characters stereotypical or kind of going for the easier jokes get left behind. And I was very grateful for it. My favorite episode is definitely the horror episode. Wow, that was bad. Was the horror episode where they do mock parodies of all of the horror movies that have come out in this year, which, that will date the show. Like, this season is definitely going to be dated by the Get Out reference and the 2017 Your Float 2 reference. But all in all, it makes the show much more relevant and kind of brings it back. It was an amazingly fun time that I enjoyed watching all throughout. And with the introduction of new characters like Peg, it doesn't quite get to the point where it's like, oh, it's a brand new show, but it makes it much more fun. Where you kind of have this serious character as a counterbalance to the insanity of what's going on within the Foursome. It's just good old fun. So I'm actually now going to go into some spoiler territory. So if you don't want spoilers for the YouTube Red series, I suggest you leave now, because I have spoilers to talk about. Cool. Bye. So we find out in the last couple of episodes of the season that Mr. Australia only really showed up because only transferred to the school to Brea with the specific intentions of hooking up with Andy as this big revenge plot against Alec. as this big kind of revenge plot against Alex for apparently beating him in football a bunch. I don't know. The whole reason behind his revenge is a little confusing, to say the least. But he comes and it's written in this like newspaper markup as a part of the media club versus the newspaper showdown. It's revealed that he's come to the school with the main intention of, hey, let me fuck his virgin sister and that'll make us even. And that institutes a lot of the boy drama that was missing all in all from the season. And while it's definitely not the show's like prime reason, it brings a lot of the fun and the foursome formula kind of back to where it's straight from the majority of season 3. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I think that the formula did need a shake-up after season 2. It was almost kind of boring, season 2. And season 3 does a lot to fix that. So, with this new revelation, Andy's now thrown back into the, well, who is she gonna sleep with dynamic of, oh, is it gonna be the high school crush or the new guy? And with the amount of time that they give it, it plays off well. It doesn't feel too rushed given what we've just found out. And while it doesn't make sense because of how they got there, it keeps me invested and it keeps me wanting to know what comes next. And if anything, that was the important thing here. We also get to see the return of Alec when he overcomes brainwashing. I don't know. It gets a little confusing there too. It's odd. So he comes back fully being brainwashed on Pranks Day. And the season ends with Mr. Australia being like, look, I love you. And you should be with me. And here's this big song number. And yay, love. And Andy giving her final pass to Alex's best friend, whose name I forgot because I watched it yesterday. And I wanted to take time to analyze everything. And in that time I've forgotten all the names. Like a person. But you kind of have these moments of like, oh, this is actually a good show when it wants to be. I think I do have one complaint, and it's not a big one, but it is something that kind of annoyed me enough that like I feel I should say something about it. You have these moments where the show is like, hey, I mean, if I want to do that with my body, I should be able to do that. And, you know, good job of body positivity. But it feels that the show kind of took a step back. And I feel like it was more because of the restrictions of the platform of YouTube with its nudity and all of those things. With this, there's a wet t-shirt contest in the show. And Alex's ex, whose name I'm completely forgetting, she's in TIT, which is the group Blood Sisters. Oh god, I have forgotten. I'm a shitty person. She kind of revealed, and she's like, look, this is about me owning my body, and it's not about having these guys objectify me. And it's a really powerful statement, but it's one of the things where like the medium takes away from the statement being said. Had they been able to be like, yeah, and this is what I look like in a wet t-shirt, I think it would have driven the point home more than just showing her back. Which, and I feel like this is going to come across as like, I just wanted to see some tits. No, but it's like, you can't kind of like, you can't make that powerful statement of, it's my body and I'm choosing to do this, and then kind of like back away from it, like, but you're not going to see it. Which, it's a minor thing, and it bothered me more than it should have. I acknowledge that, but it is a gripe that I have with the show, and I wanted to explain that to you guys. I can't wait to be called a pervert in all the comment section. But all in all, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed season 3. And here's the interesting thing: the way season 3 ends is it ends ambiguously. Of there is space for a season 4. There's a loose end we still have to tie up, and we could easily wrap this up, no problem. But it's going to be interesting to see if they actually take it. With season 3, it ends with Grill trying to ruin Andy and Alec coming back and be like, no, you're not gonna be able to do that. She's my sister and no one fucks with my sister type thing. And it's a really nice moment, and he kind of wants her to watch her back, which gets me excited for season 4, especially now that we're in this new territory of she's with the right guy and everything kind of makes sense again type thing. But it'll be interesting to see if they do. Because as far as the show's concerned, the show has always been about Andy and her boy troubles and all that. So her story is basically over unless they want to try to push it for a 4th season. They're kind of saying like, no, there's so much more to Andy still type thing. They really don't have to. And it'll be interesting to see whether or not they do decide to do that. But other than that, I don't have anything else to add. Thanks for watching. My name is Insane Raven, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.